Hey, hey. All right. So, Taurians, let's go ahead and take a peek at what's coming up next week. Okay. What do we have? We start with the Fool. This could be a week of some huge adventure. There could be an Aries showing up. This could be somebody from out of town, or it could be a brand new person that either Taurus meets, or it could be a brand new like opportunity that Taurus decides to like randomly do. Now, this could be something big or small. This could be, I'm going to go ahead and go try that new restaurant, that Peruvian restaurant. Um, I'm adventurous this week. Or it could be a job opportunity. It could be, I got the opportunity to travel somewhere. Heck yeah, I want to do this. We have a Queen of Swords and we have a Three of Wands. It does say that it's something for Taurus to keep their wits about them. If this is a new business proposition or an opportunity, it could have far-reaching implications. You know, sometimes somebody invites us to something and we're like, oh, sure. The boss says, hey, Taurus, there's like a new training program that's going to start. It's going to be like 6 weeks. Do you want to do it? And Taurus could be like, yeah, cool. That sounds awesome. And it says, okay, that could literally change the course of Taurus's life. And that could be wonderful. It could also be like Taurus is now like, oh, wow, I'm not going to be able to, if I'm signing up for this program, I have to commit to that, which means I got to, schedule other trips and things around this because I just made a commitment. So it just says be mindful of whatever the commitments are because it will impact Taurus's future. So something that comes up this week will impact Taurus's future. Nothing here looks negative. It just looks like be mindful that anytime you commit to something, say yes to something new, of course, it has a power to change our life. We may not know in what way. So it could also indicate Taurus should ask some pertinent questions. Be like, okay, so say I did do this training program. How long would it run? What's the commitment going to look like? And then afterwards, what is the expectation? If I now have some certification, what does that mean? How is my job going to change? Does it come with a raise? Does it come with different hours? Does it come with, because sometimes, we always think advancement must mean better. Not always. So it just says, be mindful, Taurus, that the things that someone pitches or offers that come in this week could impact Taurus's life in a big way down the road. So ask the questions about how will this change my life? And then be at peace with whatever the answer is going to be, whether it's a yes or a no. Adventures are great. Learning new stuff is great. But anytime we introduce something new into our life, just be mindful that's now something we may have to deal with. So do we like the idea of dealing with whatever this new thing is? We have a Nine of Swords. There could be, because this is like a new topic here this week as well, there could be a stressful moment or someone else could be having a meltdown. There could be an air sign having a meltdown this week that Taurus will either talk to or communicate with, because I kind of feel like whatever this offer is could be amazing. And it could be that Taurus is like, you know what, after investigating some of this, yes, it sounds great. It sounds fun. It sounds like something I'm okay with. Sounds like that could be a benefit to me and to somebody else. But then we have somebody melting down in stress. It seems like an air sign. We have a Page of Wands. This energy of I'd like to, I mean, maybe this is all interwoven, but it feels like, I don't know if this is going to be a younger person, like maybe even an adult child or something that is going to tell Taurus, like, I'm really stressed out, mom or dad. I'm thinking about doing something different in my life. The Page of Swords is a new adventure. I'm stressing about a new adventure. Nine of Cups, though, I kind of feel like the same method that Taurus might be applying to their own life, which is make sure that anything new that you're about to do is a thing you really want. So then you can be at peace with whatever the outcome is. I almost feel like Taurus is going to be supporting another person with kind of the similar mindset that they are applying to themselves. This is your life. Do the thing that is actually going to be good for you so you can be excited about how you're spending your life's energy. And I wonder if Taurus is going to give that positive advice to like a son or daughter or, a friend or something about, I'm stressed. I feel like I'd like to do something different. I'm just stressed about letting somebody down. And Taurus might be like, the one person you really can't afford to let down is yourself. You got to do what's good for you. You got to do what makes you happy. like make the choices that are right for you. It doesn't mean you're not thinking about anybody else but yourself all the time, but there are certain choices in life that we have to be selfish about. You don't want to marry the wrong person. It's like, well, I don't love them, but they love me, so I guess I have to be with them. No, 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 no. They're going to have to handle the fact that you're not interested. That's part of the adult world, and not everybody gets what they want. Just like we don't always get what we want. And they'll live, they'll be fine. Not every boss gets the employee to stay, even if they're like, you're my right hand man, don't leave, don't leave. If somebody's like, I can't stand this job though, it's killing me, I don't want to do it anymore, I want to do something else. Well, our character does have the right and even the need to continue on in their journey. Like I get it. I get it. There's always that fine line between like, okay, I'll stay this long to make the boss's life easier. But at what point do we say, hang on, this isn't part of my path. I'm living somebody else's path, not my own. So I think Taurus is like giving that kind of support to somebody, and they're realizing that not only did they give that same like talk to themselves in this next week, and it's actually yielding better results, like they feel really happy, but I also feel like it's going to uplift whomever this is that Taurus is giving the same kind of support to. And maybe this is Taurus's like romantic partner or something. Maybe this is going to be somebody that Taurus and their partner are both like going to be making some changes or choosing things that make them happier. And it's like, oh my God, not only did we together go through similar things, but we also came to similar conclusions, and our relationship is stronger, our bond is stronger, and collectively our life just got better because we were more authentic and true to what we truly wanted. This feels amazing. This feels like characters are living their truth starting in this next week. And I feel like Taurus is the one who kind of sets a stage for that and gives that kind of similar support that they just gave to themselves, that thought process. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles definitely sets a tone for let's do this always. Let's always consider pros and cons. Let's make good decisions, but let's make honest decisions, because I want my life to feel balanced, and I want my love story to feel real. And I don't want to carry guilt and fear and shame just because I make choices that are right for me. In fact, my life is so much better when I do make authentic choices for me, that I'm definitely not going to let myself be guilted into things that aren't right for me. I want to 100% be able to say yes if I mean yes, and say no when I mean no. And I kind of think this is like a pledge that Taurus is going to be taking, and maybe Taurus and a partner are going to be taking. Like, let's always make sure that we do what's right for ourselves, for us, for our relationship. Let's make sure we do things right, because there's going to be a lot more choices that come up. This is a good pattern maybe to establish, because this could be a year. Remember, this is a 1 year. So everything is new, fresh. There's new beginnings. There's new starts. That means we're going to be faced with a lot of choices that we haven't faced before. So how do we make good decisions? And it says, make good decisions by identifying what you really want and what's true for you. Ace of Swords, be willing to say no and let go of certain things if the answer is no. So I feel like this is a pledge that is being made, and a mindset, like a creed that Taurus and maybe a partner will live by moving into this next year, but it starts in this week. Can I just ask about that Four of Wands? Because in this storyline, it almost feels like Taurus has a partnership already, but we have a Seven of Wands and a Nine of Wands. I'm going to say it that way. I'm going to say that Taurus either has somebody that is going to become their partner. Maybe Taurus was just being a friend to that person, but and I'm not saying Taurus is like encouraging a friend who they secretly have a crush on, like, oh yeah, you should leave that other person so that we can get together. I don't mean it like that, but it does look like that person could be at the end of like a pattern where they want to break free from something, and Taurus might be like, you got to do the thing that's right for you at the end of the day. Maybe Taurus is giving this person counsel, but it could very well be that individual ends up being partner, Taurus's partner as well. I don't feel like this is some, like home wrecker conversation, or like, hey, I've been your pretend pal at work, when really we have romantic designs on each other and we're trying to, kind of like find a loophole to where now there's a reason to break up with your previous partner, so now you can come be with me. It doesn't feel like that at all. It just feels like there is this either serendipitous flow or this like this person was already done with the situation, was stressed out, and was needing to make a change. When Taurus either gives them support or hears them out or something along those lines. I don't feel like Taurus is making some life decision for this person. No, they were ready to make a timeline jump, a timeline shift with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this change that is happening, that is coming, it's because it was already supposed to. It was going to happen. But it does look like Taurus is kind of a part of this. They are seeing someone make that timeline shift, even an active like friend or comrade, participant kind of person as this character makes this life choice. But then I feel like that person becomes Taurus's long-term partner. We see like possibly this is going to be the person Taurus marries, but it's just interesting that their life and someone else's are going through some transformations during the same week. Taurus's might be like deciding to do something in a job, committing to something in a job, whereas their life could be to let go of something and make a big change. But it seems like Taurus and this person eventually end up together. So, all right, I'm going to leave that there. Definitely big implications for, the next year, even though it starts out with just decision-making processes in this next week. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.